The education system in the United States is becoming an obvious concern for policymakers across the aisle. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, a group of advanced and industrialized nations, the United States ranks 8 out of 41 countries in regards to the portion of people with at least a secondary education or high school education. According to OECD data, the United States also ranks 23rd for the average number of years that students spend in formal education. Lastly, in regards to the OECD data, the United States ranks 16th in science rankings, 9th in reading, and 34th in math rankings. Note that the rankings were out of 81 countries using 2022 data. Even though the United States has the most money on education per student, there are obviously still issues that the money itself is not fixing. On a more local level, nearly 2 million New York City residents are functionally illiterate. Those who are functionally illiterate in the city of New York are disproportionately in the lower income neighborhoods. The schools in those lower income neighborhoods, as well as a lot of schools nationwide, are dealing with issues relating to overcrowding, distractions of technology, outdated teaching training, school security issues, and so on. In order to tackle many of the daunting education issues in this country, the United States government needs to adopt measures to alter the way the education system interacts with the students. For example, there needs to be a comprehensive and targeted reform that moves toward the individualized education of our students. Currently, in most schools nationwide, there is a one-size-fits-all approach personified by the standardized testing programs. To tackle this, schools need to adopt new, innovative, and personalized learning outcomes in each school and classroom. Secondly, there needs to be increased parent-involved strategies. The parent raises the student and knows that the student's weaknesses and strengths. They know their weaknesses and strengths. As a result, the teacher and the parents need to communicate on learning outcomes and ways the students can better be taught. A third approach to improving the quality of education in the United States is to employ self-directed learning mostly in high school settings. Through this self-directed learning, students are met with more chances to figure out what their passions are and are directed and shown ways to work toward that specific passion while teaching general education requirements, and they are important. This approach allows schools to tap into the students' interests and approach the students' education on middle ground. Lastly, the United States government needs to create a plan to assist in making community colleges more affordable or free nationally. With that being said, to go on note, in Tennessee, for example, the Republican governor Bill Haslam established the Tennessee Promise in 2014, which covers tuition and fees at state community colleges and technical schools. There was also the Tennessee Reconnect program for adult learners. Additionally, in Kansas, Kansas has some form of tuition-free college available. The Kansas Promise Scholarship is a last dollar program that can cover tuition, fees, and other expenses for specific programs. Additionally, in the state of West Virginia offers tuition-free college through the West Virginia Invest Grant program for in-demand fields at state colleges and technical schools. So what does this show? This shows that in addition, it's not only a democratic state issue. It's also a bipartisan Republican issue as well. Now, back to the main point. According to Miami University professor Elizabeth Bell, there's a large increase in enrollment at public community colleges, where free enrollment is in effect. One study found that this increase got as high as 40% additional enrollment when the public community colleges are free. Not only would free community colleges reduce the overall cost of college as these students get their first 2 years of a bachelor's degree fully paid for, but it also pays for more recruits to go into the various trades like welding, which these Republican states in particular are emphasizing.